balance out things. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Desmond. Thank you very much. Really insightful, very, very insightful advice there. And I believe all of us young lawyers we're taking note of all of these things, and we'll be sure to implement all of them. Now, back to you, Lanet Silk. I would just like to ask this very important question. If you could rewrite your early years in practice, I mean, with all the wisdom and experience that you have acquired today, what would you do differently, and why would you do those things differently?
Thank you very much for this question. Is at the heart of legal practice. Quite early in my formative years, I learned that this profession is the one that will test you. You will encounter clients who will question your ability to deliver. You will come across seniors who underestimate your potential. And the system itself frustrates you. So even the most intelligent is not having the best of times. So added to this is the never-changing tough economic climate. It's never changing because when you assume that things will get better next year, they turn out worse. Jobs are getting scarcer. Briefs are getting difficult to come by because our colleagues who are at the top have held on to the bulk of the briefs. So, and some clients are there, they're never willing to pay for your efforts because they just feel all you do in court, stand up, talk. So for them, you're worthless. So in such moments, it is easy to feel defeated even before you truly begin. And this is the point I like to stress. What I'll do differently, confronted with when I'm in your position today, is to try to have that inner spirit that is never succumbing to defeat. I say this because we have already outlined the difficulty, challenges that we do have daily we're confronted with. So I will have a stronger spirit if I have the opportunity to come all over again. Those days I could give up easily because once this chapter is not working, I tend to want to turn and move on. Now I won't do that because the calling is to surmount all obstacles that have come your way. So I'll think deeper and act more reflective of the fact that I need to prefer solutions to the issues at hand. This is what I'll do basically differently. And the other one is I'll take mentorship very seriously because even when you have colleagues that make while making submissions in court or at meetings, because oftentimes we tend to limit legal practice to just what happens in the courtroom, you learn something new with every approach that you're confronted with. So don't lose those opportunities. It could be coming from the youngest of all lawyers that are working with you. So I have a mindset. I must give an opportunity to each and every colleague of ours so that you self-develop. I do not think that if you're assigned to probably prepare an affidavit today and you didn't know how to begin, and you watch how eventually we put pen to paper, I do not think that given the same task, subsequently you will have that same challenge that you had before, because in your private time, you now look deeper into what are the features that I should look out for in an affidavit that's going to be faultless. You start by looking at what does the Evidence Act say about what an affidavit should be? How should it be activated? So it becomes part of you because you have looked deeper into where you can find answers to the issues that you were unable to answer at the first go. So basically, I'll do so many of these things more with a deeper commitment. Let me put it that way. So it's not only about wanting to always succeed. It's also about wanting to always learn what it is that's behind those stories of success. I hope this probably goes around answering your question.
Yes, thank you very much, Lanesio, for the very insightful thoughts. Of course, I'm sure young lawyers are taking notes. Be bold, seek mentorship early. All right, thank you very much, Lanet Silk. Now, back to Mr. Desmond. What role do you think, based on the discussion we've had, and based also on the theme of this particular induction ceremony, charting a new path? What role do you believe young lawyers themselves must play in charting a new path for the legal profession in Nigeria? I mean, beyond just waiting for opportunities to be handed down to them, what role do you think they must play in charting a new path?
Okay, thank you. So, one of the very key role we must play before young lawyers are being entrusted to office is one, by supporting people who have the vision and have the capacity to lead the bar, both from your young lawyers forum chair at your branch, if it's been elected, or supporting who has been appointed to that office. So through that, you are able to make impact at that level. And also next year we have the NBA elections coming up, so which you'll be an eligible voter. So look at the people who you think have the capacity, to deliver, and also support them. In that regard, you are trying to change the bar with people who actually have our interests at heart. Then also, we also have a personal duty to contribute to the development of the legal profession. And that is, one, by suggesting what you think can be done differently. So don't think that the people who should make a change in the bar is only just people who are close to the leaders. No, you can drop suggestions even with your branch chair. So we only think that things must happen at the federal, both at your local level, your branch level, at your YLF level. Things can also change. And also you can take up, if you are a public interest kind of advocate, you can take up similar matters. Recently, I acted as a counsel to one Mr. Festus Ogun that sued the governor of Lagos for blocking him on his social media platform. I believe most of you must have heard that news, something. So he blocked him on the social media platform. So the governor was sued. And when he saw that, definitely from what is on ground, it's likely that, the court will have one or two things to say about that. And he called us for a meeting. And there and then in the meeting, we were able to resolve the issue. So after meeting with the governor of Lagos, he unblocked this lawyer from a social media platform. So what have we tried to correct is that we're trying to correct the mentality that public officials have to, you can't block someone off a public platform. It's where the person no longer receives information like every other person. You are restricting his right to information. Yeah, if it's your private platform, no problem. But the office of the governor of Lagos is not a personal enterprise of anybody. It's a public office, and you cannot block someone for criticizing you. If the person is making terrorist comments or is making certain things that are illegal, then you can actually exercise that right, but not when someone is criticizing legitimately government policy. So those are some of the change in those circumstances. That some other public institutions that have blocked people, we're not going to unblock people from their private platforms. So in that way, we've been able to make a change. So making changes in government is not just about, beyond just the election. You could you can advocate for things and things can change. So the sum is, as a lawyer, you have the capacity, you are a respected member by being a lawyer, you are a respected member of the society, and you have what it takes to make a change. So be that agent of change. It can be in different ways. You don't have, if you are not an advocate person, it could be by suggesting to your House of Assembly to enact laws. I've done that before, beyond just the advocate. I advocated for the domestication of some federal acts in my state. So there are a lot of things you can do to change practice, to do a lot of things. So I would say, let us think about what can you do differently. like for instance, now the Data Protection Act of 2023 is just a recently enacted act and legislation. Yeah, so now a lot of data protection has not fully been implemented. So if you are, like, for instance, in that space, there are a lot of things that you will do and you can easily make name, unlike some other established areas of practice like maritime, aviation, and some of all those areas. So look at, as a lawyer, be strategic with how you can thrive. Look at places that are not too crowded. Even when they are crowded, what are you going to do differently to really stand out? At my early stage, I was thinking, how can I make an impact? At 3 years post-corp, I already did the retirement book of a sitting chief judge of a state. That was the chief judge of Delta State. I, together with the professor, where we did the retirement book for the sitting chief judge of my state. So at that level, how many of my colleagues will be thinking in that direction? So that is exactly what I want you to. So start thinking, what can you do differently? What impact can you make? Is it at your local government level? Is it at the NBA? Is it interest? Is it litigation? Is it whatever? Just try to see how you can stand out. And that is where you can truly make a name in this profession. Don't just sit down like every other person and think you will stand out. And I think I also need to mention this point. Now, as you've been called to bar, there's quite a lot of lawyers now. So you need to stand out. And by standing out, it means your branding is very important as a person. So you need to brand yourself properly. If you can't be marketing legal service in the morning, selling shoe in the afternoon on the same story, selling hair in the evening, selling lipstick, and then selling slippers in the afternoon. So it also creates a mismatch of your personality. So many clients that want to see you as a lawyer would like to see things that relate to what you claim to be doing. So if today they see you doing A today, in the afternoon it's a different thing, in the evening it's a different thing. You just create a character inconsistency, and some serious-minded clients will not be able to come around you. So those are some of the little things that you just need to take note at this stage. Yeah. All right, Chet.
Thank you very much for the very insightful thoughts, as always. And I'm glad that we are at the point of exploration of different practice areas and different practice units. And this has always been a consistent fear for young lawyers. Now, still with you, sir. And this question is particularly very important because it speaks to some of the fears that young lawyers have. The fear of missing the way. So, for instance, a person starts out in the wrong practice area, or what they believe to be a wrong practice area for them, or even questioning whether law is the right choice for me. Is it about, should I practice law, should I not practice? So what can you say to some of these young lawyers who begin in litigation, for example, but later feel drawn to corporate law practice or arbitration, or even others that think of leaving practice entirely? How can young lawyers explore new paths without losing focus, and how do they rediscover this purpose whenever the doubts begin to set in?
Okay. Yes. You see, this is a very tough question. So everyone is in a stage of self-discovery. So as it stands, a lot of people discover their strength in practice after several years, So there are people that are general practitioners at the starting, and later, they now become specialists in a particular area. But as a young person, if you are practice focused, I would say do become a general practitioner for now. And except maybe you are someone that right from even uni, you already know where you are going to and then head in that direction. And also, it is very okay for you not to decide to move on with practice. There are a lot of successful lawyers that are in different fields. Some are in news media, some are singers or music artists, some are actors, have like R&D, you have files, you have Funke Akindele, you have like a lot of people who are distinguishing themselves in different aspects. So being in practice is not a must, and you can be very successful without being a practitioner. Dr. Ibe Kachuku, is a very successful oil and gas person. So there are quite a lot of people who have made success without being your regular 9 to 5 or regular my lord people. So I would say find out what works for you. If practice is for you, push it forward. If it's not for you, then step out early and focus on what you intend to do. There are a lot of people that their fault is politics. After doing practice for a while, they veer into politics and they become successful in that area. So Yakubu Dogara, former speaker, we have quite a lot of people like Aminu Tambuwa, governor of Lagos, Yeson Wike. There are quite a lot of people who are lawyers and just veered into politics and they've made success out of what they are doing. So feel free to decide not as practice is not your call. But I would say that don't make that decision in a hurry. That decision can be erroneous, can be for maybe frustration from practice or maybe senior colleague talking down at you or speaking to you, like maybe not trying to be supportive and just making it look like you don't know anything, you are not taking your life seriously. And someone can just make a decision based on that. Don't make your decision based on that. Don't even make your decision based on some of the circumstances you find in the profession. So I would just say, be more determined. If you are focused on practice, be more determined to make practice. When I started as a practice, someone called me if something that pained me as a person. I don't want to say that with what it is now. But today, the person who said that thing to me, it refers grief to me. So if at that stage I say, okay, I was an early practitioner, it's okay, but I didn't do something well at that point. So even we that some of you look up to, we make mistakes at our early stages. So feel free to make that mistake at this point. Aim for excellence, but don't beat yourself when you make mistakes. So we made mistake and he used a particular word on me. I was like, are you kidding me? I said, in fact, this practice, I don't wash them. But at the end of the day, I asked myself, no, I believe that there's a greater calling, there's a greater purpose for me. And I decided to push on. So senior lawyers call you names or call you this thing, don't let that deter you. Or don't let, okay, they're calling or more money, they this practice. So try, and if you do it, then you'll be shy. No. So just keep faith with the profession. The profession is not one, if you're looking for a get rich quick calling, then you are in the wrong profession, because law will not give you at that instant, but very soon it will start to give you. You just need to build network with people, know your onions, and gradually those things begin to come. So I would say just keep faith with the process and don't rush the process. Because once you rush the process, you won't come out the best for it. And there's one point I would even like to quickly raise in this thing is that, AI now has come to make practice, will I say, easier or controversial. So I've seen quite a number younger lawyers, because I will not say I'm an old lawyer. I'm just 8 years at the bar. So I'll say I've seen a couple of younger lawyers, saying do work, and they do work solely based on using ChatGPT or some of all those. And that's not good practice. So I know that AI has come to simplify a lot of things, and I just need to mention it now. Is if they give you a document to review, you know what some people do? They'll just go on ChatGPT, upload the document and say, give a prompt, please review this document. I can detect when a review is mechanical. Mind you, sometimes a client can give you a work and that client has done that same thing you have done, but he just needed or she just need a legal perspective. So you go and upload this thing, it gives you a review, you just copy it in total, no removal, no addition, and just paste it to the client as completed a review, this is what it is and everything. That client will not come back to you again because he knows that, or she knows that you didn't do anything there. So as you are carrying on your practice, you must know that AI or technology is used to leverage or support what you are doing. So try to also develop the knowledge for you, so that you can understand when AI is misleading you or is not. So yeah, that's the point I'll make at this point.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think one very important point I took from both Mr. Desmond, from both Lanet Silk and Mr. Desmond, is never give up. simply. The profession is going to throw stones at you
Exactly.
sometimes, but never give up. So, so back to you, sir. When while answering your previous question, sir, you mentioned something about the boardroom, about law not only being limited to the courtroom as well, the boardroom aspect. So, with your wealth of wisdom and experience in law practice, what can you tell us about this boardroom aspect of law? How do we explore it, and how do we also balance it with the courtroom?
Thank you very much. You see, the saying goes that necessity is the mother of invention. Now, the courtroom practice space is very choked, and this leaves us with thinking outside the box. There is virtually no area of human endeavor where legal practice is not relevant. From sports to company administration, just name it, in virtually every facet of our endeavor. So it now falls back on us. Where best can I fit in? Where best can I self-develop? I have classmates who never went into the courtroom for once because they weren't even interested. They just wanted those areas where they can make good money, live a comfortable life, and there, some of them are at the top today. So it has to do with the what is the interest that I have cultivated. Perhaps let me start by saying it is good that you're grounded in legal courtroom practice because it goes a long way in shaping whatever you want to do subsequently. Now, having become grounded, then you can leverage on the choices before you and say, "Oh, I want to go into sports practice. What are the things there for me?" The platforms are always available for you to self-develop, to take on courses that will broaden your knowledge base. So you take on and who knows? You may be sitting in one quiet corner. Let me use my place as an example in Mina, and someone needs your services in Lagos because they have just realized that this is your area of core expertise, and you go there earn money and life goes on. So we have to open our minds to the opportunities that are coming. Like my co-presenter said earlier, with the advent of AI, opportunities are there, ever growing. But then we must be very, very cautious in our use of those tools that are coming our way, so that we don't turn around because we can use our hands to destroy that which we are supposed to build. So by and large, we can do a lot more and but for ourselves by securing those areas of practice that will bring in income that will shape the economy of a lawyer, so that all of us are not doing the same thing because the space is certainly not going to accommodate all of us at the same time. So we have to just be on the discovery. What are those areas that I can intellectual property and so on? And the list is endless, and the lawyers can make very meaningful impact in those areas. So I encourage our colleagues to start from the beginning, acquire as much as possible knowledge based on the courtroom practice, because that is the foundation of every lawyer. And then whatever you want to build on it, to be on a very solid structure that can stand the test of time. I hope I have made a good attempt to try to highlight in my response to your question the areas that are relevant.
Yes, Lana Silk. Thank you very much, Lana Silk. I'm sure you, us the new weeks are taking notes. Explore, diversify before you start looking for areas to specialize. Thank you very much, Lana Silk. At this juncture, Lana Silk would like to get your final comments and any admonition, comments, and advice you may have for new weeks.
Again, let me congratulate our new weeks because it's never too much to keep congratulating you. so that you'll be reminded at all times. In the words of Winston Churchill, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. So my dear new Wigs, find the courage to continue, the patience to endure, and the character to leave that legacy that you truly desire and which will outlast this new wig and gown that you are now wearing. I wish you all the best in this chosen profession of yours and of ours, the only profession where you have a congregation of learned gentlemen. I welcome you to this profession. The sky is the beginning. Thank you so very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Lana Silk. Thank you very much. We sincerely appreciate you. I will now call on Mr. Desmond as well to give us his final comments.
Okay, I must sincerely thank Lana Silk for that wonderful presentation. You know, as much as it is a learning platform for you, it's also a learning platform for me. You know, one interesting thing about this legal profession is, although you've ended your student journey and you started your advocate journey, but learning is a consistent and a continuous process. So everyone at every point in time keeps learning. So and this will form my message to new wigs, is that try to explore every avenue to learn. Keep learning and keep developing your skills. Ask questions whenever you need clarification on anything. You know, connect with people, find mentors. Like I said, mentor is very important. So, and that mentor do not need to be someone who is high up there that may not have your time. So get someone that you can talk to, because that person will be more relevant to your goals. Then also just learn and do your best, live with integrity. Yes, if you read the rules of professional conduct, it will guide you a lot, because as you're in this profession now, you're in a what we call regulated profession. So even what you do outside the legal profession can also impact you as a person. So being a member of a regulated profession, you have to behave with integrity and honesty. If you do something wrong to someone elsewhere, it can report you to your regulator, which is the LPDC. So you need to watch how you also behave in society. So not just to your fellow practitioner. It's very key. So I really wish you all the best, and we urge you to keep learning and seeking every opportunity to develop your skills. If you need any assistance, walk up to your YLF executives or any other lawyer that could be of help to you. So, and if you want to get across to me, you can always contact me. I'm on LinkedIn. Can get my name and add me as a connection on LinkedIn. I'm able to give whatever support that I can. And I'll just mention this on the side. You know, one of you sent me your call to bar photo. So, you know, once people have been called to bar, so they bombard your WhatsApp with a lot of call to bar. I know what I did. As you tell me it's called to bar photo, then I replied with a brief. I said, "Oh, you've been called to bar. Thank you very much. So I'm giving you this brief." So reply me within 6 hours. I gave him to review a contract. So he became one of the he got his first brief on the first day of his call to bar. So for some of us, we'll continue to encourage you guys, and I'm very sure that you do great things. So thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much. Very powerful submissions from the Learned Silk, Mr. Jonathan Tidy, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, and Mr. Desmond Oriseweze. I hope I'm pronouncing the name well.
Yes.
I'm not
Yes.
Thank you very much for your
Welcome.
time. Thank you very much for the very wonderful advice. Thank you very much for the very wonderful insights as well. I'm sure young lawyers have all gotten value. So at this juncture, I would wheel the mic over. Thank you very much for for your time, also the audience, for lending us your ears as well for this panel discussion. At this juncture, I will hand the mic over to my co-pilot, Mr. Nimi Edime, the very powerful, to continue with the session from here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, panelists, for your time.
Yeah, Yasir, thank you so much for doing this. Oh, I think Mr. Tiny wants to say anything. Leonard Silks, I want to say something.
I was just thanking him for his time as well.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Leonard Silks.
Wow. Thank you so much, Yasir, for charting this path. You've taken us to another level on this flight that we are all in, and we cannot but thank you enough. Yasir, you've been doing a great job. I hope you all know that Yasir is was also just called to the bar recently. Am I correct, Yasir? We were called to the bar just yesterday.
Yes, I was called to the bar yesterday.
And you're already doing big things for the NBA. It's a pleasure to have you. Even I too was called just the day before yesterday. So day before yesterday, meaning I was called in 2024. So that was just last year. And it's really a pleasure to see that young lawyers can have such rich conversations. Please, I want you to show a lot of love for this particular panelist that just left, the Leonard Silk, and Mr. Orise Weze. I had to practice that name to ensure I don't murder it. And also for Yasir, for leading very, very insightful conversations. I was just learning and learning. If I can show you my notes, these are my notes here. I was just writing a whole lot because it was a really, really packed session. So yes, can you all tell me your takeaways from the session? What were you able to take away? What were you able to learn? And please also remember that the attendance form is in the chat box, so you can fill the attendance form and do not share outside this platform. You all participants are very, very lucky. I remember when I was called to the bar last year, I didn't have a program like this done for me. And I didn't even also have a program where I got to get 1 CPD point when I was just a few days at the bar. So you're very, very lucky that under the leadership of the president of the NBA, Mazi Alpha Musigo SAN, and also under the leadership of the chairman of the YLF Governing Council, Mr. Timothy Clement, that you have such kind of programs and events that equip you with the knowledge you need to scale up in the profession. It's really, really an honor. Thank you all so much. I'm not seeing a lot of takeaways from the session. Is that you guys didn't jot like me, or you want me to start first, then you begin to say, oh yes. I remember when he said that. Yes, you are a young lawyer, you're just called. What was your takeaway from the session? Please. Respect, humility, and tenacity. Okay. Who else? Who else took something away from this particular panelist? I'm waiting. Okay. Well, in the absence, my plan initially was to focus on one area of practice, but now I know better. Yes, exactly. I'll use myself as an example. I was called to the bar last year. I used to work at an NGO because I was very, very interested in public policy development and human rights. And then I found that over the course, I said, okay, let me try my hands on courtroom practice. I tried my hand on courtroom practice for a while, and now I'm in-house. I'm working for a company. So it's always important that you try so many areas of law till you find what will stick for you. I think this also ties to what Leonard Silk Boma Alabi SAN also said when she said, be yourself, be authentic, and be true to yourself. Yasir, do you want to do the honors of bringing back Miss Uncle Jeje, or should I do that? I think Uncle Jeje also has something to share with us. I noticed that a lot of persons were talking about mentorship. A lot of persons want to be mentored because it's very, very important in your legal career. If you do not have the right foundation of mentorship, you might just begin to make a lot of mistakes. So I think, or let me just do that, please. I'll just bring back Uncle JJ for a quick session, a quick chat on the project Real Mentorship. So Uncle JJ, please, the floor is yours. Please just tell us more or shed more light on Project Real Mentorship.
Okay, thank you, Nimi. Generally, we as a committee, the mentorship committee of the YLF, we've I want to be sure that we can hear me. Okay. Okay. Yes.
Loud and clear.
So as a committee, one of the committees of the Young Lawyers Forum is the MBA Wildlife Mentorship Committee. We came up with some structures and systems within to ensure that our colleagues grow right and grow fast. And one of the systems is what we call Project Unleash Mentorship. Project Real Mentorship is for the other young lawyers who are not new wigs, right? It speaks to them. But Project Unleash Mentorship is it's a mentorship um, curriculum that speaks to new wigs. It's tailored in a one-one setting. Although it's majorly a virtual experience, but you have the opportunity of connecting one-one to mentors. So how it's done, it's how it works is you send an application to the official mail of the MBA Wildlife Mentorship Committee. That is MBA Wildlife Mentorship Co@gmail.com. Don't worry, it's going to be contained in the chat soon. So now we'll drop it in the chat. You send it, it's going to contain your name, it's going to contain your area of specialization. If what you want to do is litigation, arbitration, sports, environmental law, energy, whatever area of law you're interested in getting mentorship on, that you indicate it. It's going to also indicate your phone numbers. Of course, it's through mails, but it may require that we will call you because we have an active response system running like a secretariat anyway. So we get to interface with the mentees under this scheme. And also, there's a general portal that you can access. That platform comprises of the mentors and the mentees in both Project Real Mentorship and Project Unleash Mentorship. Now, the good thing about this is I wasn't so much following when the panelists were talking because I was at the back end and with setup and everything. But one of the striking things that I had, very rich things they've shared today, is that mentorship is very key and profound. When we were called to the bar, I was called in 2019. I did not have some of these privileges, right? Just come out and you have a system that offers you mentorship free of charge, right? So, but what we decided to do is we noticed that people come out from law school, they are called to the bar, and the question is, what next? So, what next is what we have attempted to answer. Projects. So, what you will do is ensure that in this mail, and we take it off from there. So I will drop the mail, and after this section, you can have the opportunity of sending your applications. All right, thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, Uncle Jeje. I really like how articulate you're always speaking. It seems we yield the mic to you eternally to take over the moderating of this session, sir. Thank you so much. So please, I want you all to celebrate what he has just said. The Project Unleash mentorship scheme is going to be free of charge for every person that we called by right now. Every new week is going to be free of charge. Just like he said, in 2019, he didn't have that. I also didn't have that in 2024 when I was just called. And there's also going to be another product that's going to be unveiled right now by one of the speakers. And this will also help to aid your inculcation in the legal profession. So please celebrate the Project Unleash and also the Project Real Mentorship. The mail is going to be shared very soon. I can see a lot of persons are already super excited. They are asking for the mail. The mail is going to be shared very soon, where you can just indicate the interest for that. Rhoda Iyashele, I can see you are really, really active today. I trust you do great and big things for the profession. Now, very, very quickly, I'm going to invite more edits. I like to call this man more edit of policy and programs because he's very, very upfront. He takes policy development of policy and programs very, very personal. I'm privileged to serve with him on I think on the YLF committee on programs and policies, and I can see the very, very great things that he's doing and the great things that that particular committee has set out to do. And he's going to come on this call right now and share with us this particular new tool that's going to aid enlightenment in the legal profession. So, Umar Edits, I hope you're on. Umar Edits, I hope you're on this call. We can't wait to have you. Please celebrate Umar Edits. Can you all hear me? Please celebrate Umar Edits. Trust me, this particular person that's coming now that you're going to hear from is one of the best brains that the wireless has. So please celebrate him. Yes, thank you. I can see that. Chatbot is really, really active. Cynthia Nisi Nicholas, Omoya Joe Blessing, Ann Linus, Immaculata is setting the whole place on fire. Frank, Akubo Monde, Rhoda Yashele again, Ken Aronu, Yusuf Aaron, Amenagwan Don Million, and Nilobo, Oluwadamilola Othana. Thank you all so much. Umo Edet, you are greatly celebrated. So please, can we have you right now to just share with us about the learning management system tool that you have developed to help the enlightenment and education of young lawyers? Do we have more on the call? I can see Apostle Elijah Ezekiel Eke ESQ. It seems a lot of you have not changed your names right now to ESQ. You can see mine, Nimi Edime ESQ. It's everywhere.
Yeah, hi, Nimi.
So I want all of you to just get on that and do that very quickly. Just add the Esquire to your name. Okay, Umar Edet is here. Umar.
Yeah,
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Please, can you confirm if you can hear me, Nimi?
We can hear you, but it's not quite audible. It's so great to have you here. Good morning, Umar.
Yeah, thank you. It's much better now.
You can still do much better for us, please.
Apologies. Is it better now? A little bit.
It's very, very better. You sound almost like Leonard Sid Bomala BSN.
Thank you so very much, Nimi, and good morning, everyone. And once again, congratulations to our friends and colleagues for joining the bar. I'll be specifically speaking to the learning management system, as introduced by Nimi. So first is that I know while I'm speaking, my apologies that you can't see me. I mean, you don't need to see me. You would rather be seeing some slides that our friend and our data officer Obina will be showing. So the LMS was created solely for two reasons. One was to ensure that young lawyers, our friends and colleagues who were having significant challenges in accessing quality, structured, and affordable continuing education were able to join, were able to have a system that works for them, and also to be able to ensure that they comply with the new policy made by the current president, that's Mazia from SN, which said that every lawyer within the country should be able to have 5 CPD points. And so we created this onboarding, this LMS solely to be able to address some of the gaps because, I mean, Nimi, you agree with me that currently within the country, data is a luxury. And you can imagine a lawyer who has to go from Oshodi to the island and has to come back again. And the system had to ensure that you needed to do what? You needed to join Zoom meetings at their inconvenience. And we said that this couldn't continue, this shouldn't be so. And we decided to create this LMS. It's important to note that this LMS was created by one of us, Obina, was just recently called in July. So it shows you that a lot of young lawyers are having more skills than others. So you need to be able to up your game. And so this LMS solely was because we understood that our duty at the NBA Wildlife was to equip lawyers with the tools they needed to succeed, to understand that knowledge must be democratized. Democratized in the sense that a lawyer from Port Harcourt, a lawyer from Kano should be able to have access to structured content at their time. So consider the LMS as Coursera, as Udemy, where at any time at your pace, you can access the LMS and you can complete any courses that will be uploaded there at your convenience. And it's interesting to know that for every new week that it's important that you go through the LMS because the LMS gives you access to curated courses that were created by some of our friends, some of your colleagues at the bar. So you have understanding of the working structures of the MBA, the various sections, how to obtain your seal and stamp, how to join a branch, how to pay your branch dues, how to pay your practicing fees, how to join your forum. So this you can only get at the LMS. Notice that we were intentional not to speak about the sections. We're intentional not to speak about how to obtain your seal. So you would have to go through this. You have to go to the LMS and go through the courses that we have curated for you. And also, just like Mr. Ose spoke to, you can join the Project Real Unleash mentorship through the LMS. So as soon as you go to the MBA YLF guide, you can see how you can follow the instructions and gain access to the mentorship. It's very important that you are mentored, but it's important, most importantly, that you start now, enroll on LMS, get access to it, get access to the various courses that has been uploaded. You can see what Obina is doing. This is what the LMS looks like. And it's also important to recognize that this particular project was made possible by our official continuous learning partner, which is the Institute of Law and Professional Development. They are here for your growth. They are here for us. They're here to level up your practice. If you want to level up your practice, you must learn with the MBA YLM. And like I said, so in November, we'll be unveiling, we'll be uploading 15 free courses. This is to ensure that lawyers anywhere, any part of the world, Canada, Oshodi, Yaba, Oron, Calabar, can now comfortably, conveniently access the LMS and acquire their CPD point free of charge. We needed to ensure that we created 15 free courses. So what that means is that the 15 free courses is cut across every discipline, from litigation to in-house counsel, IP law, soft skills, everything. And you need to see that we brought in the very best of facilitators. But most importantly, before you go, we have two important compasses that we have curated for you. It's called the MBA YLF guide. If you check the LMS, you can see what that is all about. You need to download that. Then we have what we call the beginner's guide. Solomon and Co, we were able to get in about 6 young lawyers who shared their experiences in a story format. And so the beginner's guide speaks to young lawyers who had once walked this path, sharing their advices, sharing their counsel as to how you can trailblazers, how you can manage your finances. Most of us, it's the first time we'll be having huge amount of money. Yes, very huge amount of money. And so you need to start knowing how to save, how to plan ahead for the next future. You also have some persons that you need to be thinking about foreign opportunities. So the beginner's guide speaks to how you can navigate your way at the MBA as a young lawyer, and how you can equip yourself and to stand out and stand tall in the profession. So like I mentioned, this is the element. You can see the course content. It's like what we have, like a Coursera. You go through it. If you do not go through the next page, you cannot open the other, and you cannot access your CPD if you don't complete the courses. So remember, you can complete these courses at any time, at 2 a.m., at 3 a.m. You could leave it for 2 weeks, but you must ensure that you complete everything. Then as soon as you complete everything, you acquire the CPD point. This is because at the YLF, under the Timothy's-led Government Council, we remain committed. We remain committed to ensure that every young lawyer, knowledge is democratized and you have access to the very best. And we will continue to do our job to ensure that no young lawyer will be left without guidance, regardless of geography. We would ensure that the bar becomes inclusive, more responsive, and ultimately more effective in fulfilling its mission. And the LMS is a clinical example to our commitment to your growth. And let me once again apologize to the September batch. That I apologize sincerely on behalf of the forum that we couldn't have a physical induction for your set. We really wanted to do that. We were deliberate. We made plans to ensure that, but we couldn't attract the needed resources. And we apologize once again. Please forgive us. We apologize for this. It is the reason why we had to ensure that the LMS was birthed and was created to guide you and to guide your early steps within the profession. I think the July site didn't have this, so you have this already. And we're bringing in 15 free courses just for you. So this is we making up for not having the physical inductions. Once again, we sincerely apologize. And once again, thank you for your cooperation. And we can't wait to see you succeed in the bar. Thank you and thank you. Nimi, over to you, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Umo. Please just show more some love. It's always a joy and always a pleasure to hear Mo speak, particularly to issues he's passionate about. I remember when they birthed the idea for this LMS, and it looked like, would this come true? But definitely, just like Mohammed, just like Yasir has said right now in the chat box, this particular set is the fortunate set. So under the guardianship and leadership of the Timothy Clements Government Council, and this has come to life. And you have 15 free CPD points from those 15 courses. Wait, I'm going to do something now. Who knows where CPD was mentioned in the RPC? Who can tell me what particular rule that is? Are we monitoring? Are we monitoring the chat box? You know, we've been hearing CPD, CPD. You've been hearing that there's going to be an LMS system learning platform. Rule 9, no, that's not rule 9. Rule 10, nope, 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 nope. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's some persons have gone to check it now. I can see a lot of rule 11. I can see a lot of rule 11 sub what? Rule 11 sub what? Yes, 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 yes. A lot of persons are actually following. It's really 11 that states that a lawyer who wishes to carry on practice as a legal practitioner shall participate and satisfy the requirements of the mandatory continuing professional development. And this program is operated by the Nigerian Bar Association. So yes, we're on track why the LMS was developed and formed by Obi. He calls himself the algorithm lawyer. He was recently called to the bar, just like us, just like myself, just like Yasser. And you can see that young lawyers are really out to do great things for the legal profession and for the MBA. Thank you so much, Umoy. Thank you so much to the team who developed this particular program. So right now we are going to move to the induction oaths being administered by no other person by one of the big wigs at the NBA, a national figure, the Assistant General Secretary of the bar. He's been on this call with us. He's eager and willing to share some of his experience, maybe very quickly before he administers the oath. But he's very, very happy to be here. Mr. Henry Barnabas Ehi, are you on the call? The national figure, are you on the call with us, sir? Mr. Henry Barnabas?
Yes, I am. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir. It's a privilege to have you here with us. Thank you so much for taking our time.
Pleasure is all mine.
Yeah, so I think your duty of this call today is actually pretty straight. You're meant to administer the induction oath to the new wigs.
All right, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Henry Barnabas Ehi. I'm a lawyer, and I practice in Abuja. My firm is based in Abuja. It's indeed a pleasure to be here, and I appreciate the YLM Governing Council led by Timothy Clement and the most prestigious name who has been trying as much as possible to make this a culture to induct young lawyers into the MBA. I think it's significant in so many ways. Significant in terms that you are abreast with the workings of the MBA, and these workings, most persons do not know about it. I can see about 95 persons on this call. It means that we have a new set of 95 giants who are ready to launch into the Nigerian Bar Association. I think the legal profession is not just okay for you to be a lawyer, but you have to participate in whatever thing that will help advance, law in Nigeria. And one of them is being part of the Nigerian Bar Association. I want to welcome you all, and I'm very, very happy to be your colleague. So I think one of the things we have to do first of all is to induct you by using an MBA prayer. Now, it's important for us to understand. I don't know, I came in late, so I would not know if a little workings of the MBA has been discussed. But as lawyers, we try to lead. We like to try to lead by example. And one of the things we try to do is to ensure that the MBA is not religious in nature, ethnic, or whatsoever. And the MBA is divided into 3 zones. We have the North, the West, and the East. I know some people will be surprised, especially some a few Gen Z, like, what does somebody from Bayelsa? Is that not South? So the regional separation of the MBA was adopted by using the old regional system. So if you try and Google and check how Nigeria was grouped before now, you know that Nigeria was grouped into 3 regions: the East, the West, and the North. So all the states in the North, including Abuja, Benue, Kogi, Plateau, are within the North. All the Western states, including Delta and Edo, classified as West. And all the Eastern states, including Cross River, Rivers, Bayelsa, Akwa Ibom, are under the East. And when we have an NBA event, we do not call on Christian prayer, Muslim prayer. I mean, there are some branches that try to do that, just to maybe because of the religion in that aspect is quite popular. But in any NBA national event, we have the NBA prayer, which I would want to administer to people right about now. So you can get the NBA prayer. If you Google it, you can get it. Nigerian Bar Association prayer is online. It's on the website as well. And this was drafted in 1986. I'm sure some of you have not. I'm not even sure that some of your parents have met each other. It was drafted in 1986 by Senator C. Enyobo Obi, the serving senator, and Mrs. Harriet A. Balogun, SCN. Mrs. Harriet Balogun is the first female general secretary of the NBA, and I think she's also the first female attorney general of Lagos State, and also one of the oldest existing lawyers currently as we speak. He's over, I think he's close to 90 or 90 thereabouts. He's still alive, much healthy. He was at the AGC. He attends every NBA function. He attends every NEC meeting, either physically or online. So you can see that we have generations of lawyers that come and are still existing. So this is just a formal, this is just a thing that we just do. I mean, you're already lawyers, but it's just symbolic in the sense that you are now being inducted into the NBA formally. So wherever you are, and I can see that the prayer is also displayed on the screen, I want you to put your hand on your chest. I will not say if you unmute your mic and pray because it will make the whole place crowded. But while you listen to me, please read between the lines. Thank you very much. Almighty God, our Creator, we pray you to be with us in all our deliberations and to direct our endeavors so that we shall continue in all humility to glorify thy name and do that which is right and just for our profession, its members, our fellow men, and our country. And let everybody say amen. So while you're saying amen, please, you can use your emojis and say amen by, giving some thumbs up, right? And lastly, I would want to say that you guys are privileged. Privileged in the sense that some of us did not get this opportunity. Amen. I mean, I remember when I was called in 2014, I did not know anything about MBA. In fact, I just came from law school and I was serving, and that was it. And nobody gave us the breakdown on how we should be lawyers or what we need to know or how to be inducted and everything. So I can say we are all fortunate, and I don't have any doubt that majority of you on this call will be successful lawyers. My advice for you is that wherever you are, identify with a branch. Do not be misguided by people who say, what does the MBA do, blah, blah, blah. There's so much benefit in a lawyer. There's so much benefit that you don't know. In fact, as a matter of fact, as you're a lawyer and you pay your bar practicing fee, you are entitled to so many things. God forbid, if for any reason a lawyer loses his life and he has paid his bar practicing fee, his family is entitled to, insurance of 2 million naira coverage. I mean, it might not be much, but I mean, you living this world and knowing that your family cannot be stranded because you're a lawyer, it's something that is very commendable. You understand? And there are so many things. I mean, most of the brief I have gotten, you know, I've gotten through colleagues and through conferences and forums I've attended where people, okay, what do you do? Oh, you are an expert in family law. Oh, I have a client that, you know, I want to, you know, link with you. I don't do divorce, but blah, blah, blah. And that's how it is. So don't disregard the gathering of your colleagues. Don't disregard the gathering of yourself. Wherever you are, identify with a brand, register and participate. You don't have to be politicians. You don't have to aspire for any, you know, elective position. You can be members of committee, and you can also do what you need to do as lawyers and achieve that thing that you need to achieve. So I want to thank you all for your time. I've said so much, and let me just leave you at this point in time.
Hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Please show some love to the AGS of the Nigerian Bar Association, the National Association. Please show some love to him. I want to see your smileys. I want to see in the chat box that you're telling him thank you so much. You know, he has just told us that we started our meeting on the wrong note, and we're meant to start with the MBA prayer. But yes, I think we're still in order because we started with the Christian Muslim prayer. But now we know that for any MBA meeting, we're going to start with the MBA oath that was just
sorry,
taken out.
I saw a question on the chat box, and I feel compelled to answer that question. It said, if you don't want to practice, can you still join the MBA? You know, it's surprising that most people think that practice is subscribed to just going to court. If you are in a company setting, it means you're a company lawyer, you're practicing, right? If you're in the public sector, either you are working in the Attorney General's office, in the Nigerian police, you're also practicing. We call them public lawyers, you know, litigators or something. So in anything that you do, as long as you apply the law, as long as you have to apply the law or your lawyering skills, then you are also practicing. So yes, you can, in your set quotes, whether you are practicing formally or informally, you can be members of the MBA. We have so many persons. Kanaya is a member of the MBA. He probably rarely goes to court, but he's a member of the MBA. And you know, the MBA have sections and segments that you can even identify. We have people who are into fashion and they have a need for themselves and try to portray themselves as fashion experts within the legal profession. And they are being engaged by lawyers or conferences to come and speak to people in that regard. So as long as you are caught in the Nigerian Bar Association or caught in the Nigerian legal system, you are a member of the MBA. My think is to be part of every activity of the MBA. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sam, for that expose. You've said it all. No matter what you do, so far you're practicing as a lawyer within Nigeria, you have to be part of the MBA. And I can use myself as an example. I think the job I got when I came to Lagos, I got it for being active, you know, on the WhatsApp group of the MBA. That's the Young Lawyers Forum of the Lagos branch. And you also heard when the AGS rather, he said, become active, join a branch. I'm hoping that I'll see a lot of you at the MBA Lagos branch. This is me doing an advertisement for the MBA Lagos branch. I'm hoping to see a lot of you there. You can join other branches, you know, you can join MBA Port Harcourt, can join MBA Aba, MBA Enugu, MBA even in Abuja. Well, I'm hoping that I'll see a lot of you in the MBA Lagos branch. Thank you so much, AGS, for that very, very brief and concise introduction. Now we're going to open the floor for goodwill messages. We have some distinguished personalities that are on this call, and they've taken out time of their very, very busy schedule. I know that these persons are very busy because a lot of them are always traveling from one place to the other. You see them here, and then you see them in another place just some hours later, different states entirely. So we have this distinguished personalities on the call. I'm going to be calling out their names in no particular order, just to hear. Okay, someone is asking how many branches can one join? You can only join one branch. I hope I'm not mistaken. Yes, but from what I know, you can only be
a member of one branch. You can only pay your practicing fee through that particular branch. Yes. So we have distinguished personalities in the house. I'm just going to read out their names, just like I said, in no particular order. Okay. Just one moment, please. Let me just. Okay, so we're going to put a pause on the goodwill messages, and right now I'm going to yield the floor. I don't know if Yasir is still in the house. Yasir, are you still here with us? Oh, someone says, I deeply and sincerely appreciate the organizers of this induction. God bless you. God bless you too, Frank. We were really hoping that we could have a physical session, but I think the virtual session has really still done justice to that. Please, if you ever meet any one of us, you can reach out to us. You can reach out to Umar Edet. You can reach out to Mpujeje, Timothy Clement, Mr. Oriseweze, even myself, Nimi Edime. You can check me out everywhere, LinkedIn, and then you can reach out to me if you just need help with anything within the profession. Thank you so much for that very, very warm message. Is Yasir still on the call with us? I'm just told now that we had Professor Foluke Dada on the, she had been with us on the call, and some of the other persons, distinguished personalities that were going to share goodwill messages with us, they couldn't join the call due to a lot of network glitches.
Professor Foluke Dada is still here.
Okay, yes, yeah, no problem. We've taken note of that. I was just telling them that we have Professor Foluke Dada on call, but some of the other personalities who wanted to be here and share goodwill messages with us, they couldn't join. You can see that a lot of persons were on the road, a lot of persons were in the car, a lot of persons were about to enter into some sessions where they are chairing. So I deeply apologize for that. So very quickly, I'm going to yield the mic to Obi. Yes, he calls himself the algorithm lawyer. This is one of the minds that developed the learning management system. So Obi, are you on this call, please? And we'd love to hear from you very, very quickly.
Hello, everyone. I'm on the call. Good morning, everyone.
Okay. OB of LMS, thank you so much for what you have done with the LMS program. If nobody gives you your flowers, I'm giving you your flowers now. Thank you, thank you, thank you, because generations to come, everyone will benefit from this. This is legacy. This is legacy. Okay, so OB, you have the floor.
I mean, this is the closing remark for the New Wigs Induction. My name is Obina Odochku, the alternate chair for the New Wigs Induction. Firstly, I would like to say a big thank you to the New Wigs for showing up. We initially intended to have a physical session, but due to resources and some other reasons, we weren't able to host it. And we really, really hoped and believed that we would be able to have a power-packed virtual session. And of course, I believe from the comments and from the messages, it's been great. As a matter of fact, I have to congratulate New Wigs who were just called. I have to congratulate you. Welcome to the Nigerian Bar. We are most excited to have you. We're most excited to have you as part of us. We know that the future is bright as it can be, with all of you in the mix. We are hoping that whatever has been learned and whatever has been spoken about would be an object of action and not just theory. I'm hoping that we're all able to practicalize what we have learned. By way of closing remarks as well, I want to say a big thank you to all our speakers who showed up to speak and to impact to our new weeks. I mean, beyond just discussions, we got a lot, a lot from what was said, and I really, really do thank the speakers, Boma Ladi, SAN, and JG Tidy SAN. Thank you very much for showing up, and also Mr. Desmond Orisoweze and our able Assistant General Secretary of the Nigerian Bar Association. Thank you all so much for all you have said and all you have contributed towards these new weeks. I'm sure that one thing for sure is that the new weeks will not forget your faces, because you were the first set of people to hand them into the profession, and I think they have really benefited from it. Also want to say a big thank you to the distinguished personalities who reached out to give goodwill messages to the new weeks. We really thank you. We want to specifically and especially appreciate Professor Foluke Dada Lawson, who has been on this call. I mean, she has been very patient with us, has been with us all through, and I mean, it shows a good heart, the heart of a leader, and we're really grateful for this We also want to thank, of course, the leadership of the MBAYLF, Mr. Timothy, who is unavoidably absent, for the opportunity, and we are hoping and we believe, of course, that this is going to be a tradition. For what has been learned today, for what has been seen today, the MBAYLF is here for you. The MBAYLF is here to make things easier for you, make your practice easier. And we believe that if you work hand in hand with us, you will be able to get that. I'm just going to give a very quick task for everyone here. Just quickly open up your Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, wherever it is. Follow MBAYLF official across all platforms, Nigerian Bar Association, Young Lawyers Forum across all platforms. I know there are a lot of questions that have been asked. There are more questions that will come, but as a matter of fact, when you follow, you would see that we have the answers, and we'll do our best to give those answers to you. So if you check out any of our platforms, you'll be able to connect with us, and you'll be able to be a part of whatever is happening in MBAYLF. Our learning management system, of course, I'm really, really excited about that, because it's one that really took a lot from us. It was something that we spent a lot of time and spent a lot of thought process to develop. The learning management system, of course, is a beautiful innovation, and we are hoping that it's going to achieve the results which it's set to achieve. For the planning committee, the moderators, the speakers, I want to say a big thank you, my chair, my able chair, Mr. Olisa. I want to say a big thank you for allowing yourself to be a tool for this level of development and growth. Is something that we are most excited about. Also to, of course, the planning committee members. We also had members from the class of 2025, the backlog set, who were part of the planning committee. Mr. Alade Samuel, Mr. Tohib Mustafa, Mr. Yashir. It was such a good experience working with you all to have this event. And of course, the chair of the Committee on Policies, Programs, and Projects, and everyone in that team. Want to say a big thank you, Mr. Omoedet, for all that has happened through the committee and including this event. So I'll just say this: what matters is what is done, and not necessarily what you've heard. What matters is what you're able to do. You can hear a lot, and I mean, you have been hearing a lot from your days in the university. You can hear a lot and still not be able to achieve the results which you need to achieve. So I believe that if you decide to act, if you decide to take up steps, I believe that the results will be phenomenal. So to our partners, of course, the Institute of Law. I mean, the Institute of Law is our official continuous learning partner for the NBAYLF, the Institute of Law and Professional Development. Phenomenal work they are doing. You can follow them on their pages, iLaw PD. Phenomenal work that they are doing. We also have the Pocket Lawyers. We also have Apt Response. We also have mid-session Devon Technologies. We also have, we have a lot of partners. Lawyer AI, which is providing specifically for new weeks. Yes, is providing Lawyer AI is providing free access for 30 days for new weeks. Same with Devon Technologies' new app, mid-session. So as new weeks, you will have access to these platforms, these high-level legal technology platforms for 30 days. I mean, thank you to our partners who have been quite useful. Yes, Lawyer AI. It's in the chat session. Also, we got good messages from Mrs. Irene Pepple. Thank you so much, Ma, for the support, and thank you to everyone. Congratulations to the new weeks, and it is my hope and prayer that at the end of the tunnel, that there will always be light. I'm really grateful to have been the co-chair, the deputy chair. Sorry, apologies, Mr. Chair, the deputy chair for this event, and I'm glad that it was impactful. By way of housewarming, the attendance sheet is live and will close once we end the session. So if you have not filled in the attendance sheet, it's on the YouTube. For those who are watching from YouTube, it's also on the chat space here on Zoom. Thank you very much for being a part of this, and we look forward to greater and brighter opportunities with you. So I'll just yield the floor back to Mr. Nimi to say goodbye and God bless you.
Okay, please show some love to the deputy chair of the New Weeks Committee. Please show some love to him. I can see a lot of people saying I really enjoyed the session. Thank God I didn't miss it. Yes, show some love. I'm reading. I really want to see what you all have to say. Okay, Chizoba. I think I should, let me go to YouTube. Let me see. Okay, there's nothing. I can't see anybody saying anything on YouTube. Okay, I can see a lot of hand clapping. I really want you to just tell me how was the whole event for you? Did you enjoy the program? What really stood out for you? Thank you for this opportunity. It was really impactful. What really stood out for you? I really want you to share. Thank you for the opportunity. It was really impactful. Okay, who else? Who else has something to say? The whole event is awesome. Okay, I'm still trying to monitor. Okay, this is YouTube. This is YouTube. Can we have a recording of this induction shared? I think Deputy Chair, maybe you would work on that. Thank you, AGS, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And I see a lot of thank yous. Somebody said no item 7. No. Somebody said thank you for this opportunity. Who is that? Salome Zarmai. I'll be looking out for you in the profession. Said no item 7. Okay. We can't load the link for YouTube. We can't load the link for the YouTube for attendance. Someone said, Apostle said, excellent induction. Okay, all, thank you so much. We've come to the end of this particular event. You know what they always like to say, that every good thing will always come to an end. Just one moment, please. Yes, when I like to say every good thing will also come to an end. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we draw today's induction to a close, I want to leave our new weeks with, I think, something short. I was able to scribble down something short. You're stepping into this profession, and it's not a straight highway. It's a maze of opportunities, challenges, and let's be honest, a few potholes. But that's exactly why our theme for today matters: charting new paths. You are not here just to walk in the footprints of those before you, but you are here to draw new maps and create new experiences, whether in the courtroom, the boardroom,
the policy space, or even in the areas of law that don't even exist yet. Remember, every great precedent started with someone bold enough to argue differently. So I know you've all worn your wigs with pride. I was able to see a lot of call to bar pictures. I even saw someone had a call to bar picture in the stadium. So I know you're wearing your wigs now with pride, but also with purpose. So chat boldly, walk wisely, and never forget that the bar is not just a destination, it's a launch pad for greater things. Congratulations once again to the new wigs on behalf of the committee that put this together. We say thank you to everyone who joined us today. And I'm sure and I'm positive that the future of the profession will be made brighter because of you all. Thank you all so much. It's really been a great time doing this with you all. My name is Nimi Edime. The name of the co-moderator, Mohammed Yasir. And the first moderator that you saw, that was Mwaba Emmanuel, also known as Mwabalization. Thank you all so much. It's really been a great time, and do have a very, very productive day. Goodbye, everyone.